What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K-Flex. I'm back here with another video, and today we got the Dolphins rookie draft grades. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the season is over, but the grind don't stop. Shout out to the Dolphins on a good season for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Sad it ended that way, but you know, it is what it is, okay? I know for a fact we're better than at least half of the field in the playoffs right now, but that's another topic, okay? Whatever it is, what it is. Yes, I'm salty. All right, but anyways, I'm gonna rank these rookies, guys. It's gonna be the first video I make of the offseason. Got a lot of videos planned, got a lot of videos to make, but let's get into this. Now, really quickly, I'm only gonna rank them from round 4 and up, because I don't want to rank like the round 5 through 7 because none of them really got in the game enough. You're talking about Jason Strawbridge, Curtis Weaver, Blake Ferguson, and Malcolm Perry. Even Malcolm Perry only had 9 receptions on like 13 targets. He wasn't really involved enough in anything for me to really like take the time to analyze him or be able to grade him, okay? They get graded as incomplete, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know when you don't go to class enough, they give you a withdrawal or an incomplete. That's what they are, incomplete, okay? Now, really quick, let me just tell y'all what I'm basing these grades off. And shout out to the people who liked this video before they even heard this sentence. Now, let me continue my sentence, okay? I'm basing these grades off of a few things. Number one, I'm basing it off of the stats, obviously, because stats are very, very important, but they don't tell everything. And I watch every Dolphins game. I also got to base it off the eye test as well, what I've seen on that field. And then I'm basing it off of their success relative to other rookies. I'm not, none of these players on this list are perfect. None of our rookies play perfect. They're not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not basing Tua's grade off of what Patrick Mahomes did. I'm basing it off of relative to other rookies, other people his class or his, you know, in his draft class, and the same with all these guys. So without further ado, let's get into the actual video, into the actual gradings. In my opinion, get in the comment section, let me know if you guys grade them. Maybe you guys could pause the video, grade them yourself right now, and let's see if ours actually kind of match up or not. Let's see. I'll leave probably like a template or a little thing where you can copy and paste in the comment section if you guys want to grade them. All right, and see how we compare and contrast. But from what I've seen, okay, let's start off with Solomon Kinley. I'm going in reverse order because I don't want to go Tua first, because that's probably what people want to see, and I don't want to piss nobody off this early, okay? So listen, I'm going with Solomon Kinley now. Solomon Kinley, he had a pretty good season, okay? I got to give Solomon Kinley, and listen, I'm a nice grader. I got to give him a C+, okay? And the reason why I have to give him a C+ is because he allowed 4 sacks, which is like 10th most at the guard position, which you really don't want to happen. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, he did have some struggles, but for the most part, he did really well, and he blocked pretty efficiently. So I actually give him a C+, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, he's damn near a B. I don't know if I can give somebody who let off 4 sacks a B, but I mean, he had a good season, okay? And the thing is, I did expect him to be an excellent run blocker, but I did not anticipate that his pass blocking would be as good as it was, because even though he allowed 4 sacks, he only allowed 17 total pressures, which is very important, which I look at even more than sacks. It would be the total pressures. Total pressures would be the sacks combined with the quarterback hits, combined with the quarterback hurries, okay? And that's what really matters, because sometimes there could be a lineman that don't give up sacks, but he's getting beat every play. The quarterback's just throwing the ball away. He still needs to get that blemish on his record. So for Solomon Kinley to only allow 17 pressures throughout this season, this entire season, that's actually a really good ratio for him. He's right in the middle of the road, okay? So I'll give him, I gotta now go back to C+. I give him a C+ because he's right in the middle of the road, you know what I'm saying? If you account, and obviously he's going to get better. He has a lot of raw power, and his run blocking, obviously, it wasn't like, he did great on run blocking in some games, but a lot of times it wasn't that good, but nobody was that good at run blocking on our whole entire team, so I don't really know if that was a thing of the matter. It was only one lineman that I actually seen that could actually run block pretty decently. But going on to the next pick, Brandon Jones, okay? Now, Brandon Jones, he wasn't on the field for a majority of our defensive plays, but when he was on the field, he did pretty good, and he was another player that was pretty mediocre, a middle-of-the-road kind of player. If you look at his statistics, the thing I like about Brandon Jones is all throughout the year, he did not give up any big plays. I can't think or really even, you know, like, according, like, I believe like the longest catch he gave up all year was like 19 yards. And other than that, he did not give up any big plays. He only gave up 1 touchdown on the year. So I like that about him, because it seems like we started giving up a lot of big plays over the course of the season at times, and he only gave up 1 of those. He also, in the run game, was able to do a lot of stuff in the run game as far as stopping the run. He had, what, 58 tackles, only missed 6 tackles. So if you do the math on that, like, he's averaging like 9 made tackles per missed tackle, which is one of the best amongst rookies. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, as far as tackling and making plays in the run game as well, he also did pretty well. And then he wasn't a liability in coverage. So you look at a guy that got drafted this year, like Ashton Davis, who absolutely got torched in coverage all season, but was better than Brandon Jones in run game. It's like I would rather have Brandon Jones, a guy that's even like that's more balanced, okay? And so Brandon Jones, he brought a lot of good balance. That's why I gotta give him a C+, okay? Because he was good, but he wasn't like amazing. Just so y'all know, like, what my idea of an amazing rookie is, I would give like James Robinson an A, and I would give like Justin Herbert an A. Like, these are the people that I would give A's to, okay? But so I would give him a C. If I was to make it relative to his draft position, we got him in the 3rd round, the 78th pick, then he would at least be a B at that point, because that value we got on that pick is pretty good. Next, we gotta go up to Raekwon Davis. And Raekwon Davis, I have to give Raekwon Davis an A, okay? Raekwon Davis is #1 amongst rookies in run stopping, okay, this year, as far as with the interior linemen. And that's what we drafted him for. So I don't know how he cannot get an A. You know what I'm saying? He's done, obviously he's not #1 in the league. He's a rookie, but he's #1 amongst rookies. He's the best run stopping defensive tackle in the draft. And he did what he had to do. He only had 1 sack on the season. Even though his pass rushing was pretty good this season, he only had 1 sack. But if you're like, we didn't draft him to get sacks. That's the thing. So I would give him an A because we drafted him to stop the run, and he did a good job in doing that. And he led our rookies. So I don't know how I cannot give him an A. I got to give him an A, okay? First A of the day. Let's see if we got any more. But Raekwon Davis gets an A from me. I'm proud of him. He did everything he was supposed to do in his role we drafted him for, okay? Next we got Robert Hunt. And Robert Hunt, I got to give him a pretty solid B. By far, he was the best run blocker on our team this year. As far as like graded wise, I guess Pro Football Focus, they got him graded as the highest, like by far. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't run block for shit, but he actually showed heart, at least in the run game. He actually tried. You know what I'm saying? He didn't allow too many pressures, only allowed 23, which is pretty good. You know, obviously he was a right tackle, so allowing 23 pressures is not that bad at all. And yeah, like I said, his run blocking was great, so I got to give him a B, okay? Overall, he's going to improve. He's going to get better. I was surprised, though. I thought we would low-key kick him to guard when we first drafted him. I guess not, and he's actually looked pretty good at right tackle this year. He didn't look terrible, obviously. Everybody has things to improve on, but just when I was watching him, he definitely wasn't the weak link on our offensive line. We'll get to that in a second, okay? And there was some plays where Robert Hunt just, you'd see him and he'd go out there, kick out and run block and do I wish I could show highlights, but I can't. But there's some plays where he would just get a crazy push on that line and you would see why we drafted him, okay? He got a lot of power. Now, getting into the next pick, Noah, my guy Noah, okay? Now I'm going to be honest with you. Gotta give him a D- or an F. I don't like failing people. I'm a nice teacher, but I gotta give him a D-. Noah was just not good this year. And the only reason why I'm not gonna give him an F, I'm gonna give him a D- is because he didn't get torched every time he got targeted. It was just, he gave up so many big plays. Like if you look at his numbers, he gave up a reception on 60% of the time he was targeted, which is not that bad. It's not incredibly bad. 60% is not, it's not Xavier Howard numbers, but it's not that bad, especially relative to rookies. He was actually one of the better rookies in that. He was never really guarding the best receivers, except for in the Buffalo game when he got absolutely destroyed. He was never really guarding the best receivers other than that, so maybe that has something to do with the fact that his completion percentage against him is not that crazy or that high. But the reason why he was so bad this year is that when the ball was completed on him, it was going for 100,000 yards every time. Like the dude gave up 18 yards per reception, which was the highest amongst all rookies. Okay, and he just was like, he every time they threw it to him, it was a big play basically. Okay, and that was the problem. It wasn't that every time they threw it to him, it was completed. He might get a stop here and there, or they might overthrow him here and there, but it was just that when it was completed, it was going for 20 yards, 30 yards, 50. He gave up 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I don't see how he could get anything else but a D-. That might be being nice. He might have an F, okay? Not a good season for Noah. I still believe in him. I don't like we drafted him, to be quite honest with you. I thought we should have drafted a running back in that position. You see what DeAndre Swift did the last week. You see what Jonathan Taylor did it last week, pretty much eliminated our playoff hopes. And then you see, even with J.K. Dobbins had like an 80-yard touchdown last week. I mean, and then we got Noah not even playing snaps at a point. It's just bad, okay? But anyways, he can improve. He's on our team. I hope he does well. Getting into our next pick, round 1, 18th pick, Austin Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to give Austin Jackson a D as well, okay? And when you look into the thing, listen, I understand he's a rookie. And he gave up 38 pressures this year, which is, first of all, the second most amongst rookies, only second to Andrew Thomas. And also, it's like bottom 10 in the league. You look at the total pressures he gave up is bottom 10. Even though he only gave up 4 sacks, he gave up a lot of pressure. It's a lot of times where he got absolutely dominated and he wasn't blocking. I can think of games right now, the Broncos, I believe the Chiefs. It was just games where he was getting worked, okay? And he'll get better, and I do understand that Robert Hunt went up against worse competition than Austin Jackson. When you're on that left side, you're going up against probably the other team's best pass rusher. But at the end of the day, I can't rate you that well if you're blocking like this. 38 pressures given up, even though it was only 4 sacks. That's not a good look, okay? And then when you consider the run blocking with it as well, he wasn't really a strong run blocker either. I got to give Austin Jackson the grade that I gave him. And again, is there going to be improvement? Yes. But for this season only, I have to give him that grade. And then you know, with the top 3 pick that we have, you're looking at a generational talent at left tackle in the draft. You might consider even drafting him. Not saying I'm giving up on Austin Jackson now. I'm just saying this season wasn't his strongest performance on any level relative to rookies or whatever you want to say. It wasn't a good season for the guy. Okay. And then last but not least, Tua Tagovailoa. Now, listen, guys. I got to give Tua a C. And listen, before y'all go mad and dislike, what other grade would y'all give him? We didn't make the playoffs. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not a bad season by any means, but I have to give him a C for a few reasons. Number one, Tua is a good quarterback when he had a clean pocket. Before the last week of the season, he had 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions with a clean pocket. That changed after last week because he threw 3 interceptions because we quit on whatever. Now he has 3 interceptions and making stats look worse. But before that, he was just he was beautiful when he has a clean pocket. He's the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league with a clean pocket. Not even just amongst, he's one of the best quarterbacks ever. It's just when things broke down this year, when the pocket wasn't so clean, Tua did not look that great. I don't recall him throwing 1 touchdown under pressure. I don't recall him. I know he threw 2 interceptions under pressure. Both of his interceptions prior to week 17 came from under pressure. And listen, I understand. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to struggle under pressure. Everyone is. But the same happened to Justin Herbert. In fact, Justin Herbert was under pressure more percentage of his throws than Tua was. And same thing happened with Joe Burrow. Every rookie goes under pressure. It's going to happen, and so I take that off his grade a little bit because he did struggle under pressure relative to, you know, the other rookies in the class. I think, you know, obviously Justin Herbert was the best rookie this year in the class. He's rookie of the year. Then you got Joe Burrow. You really can't judge him because he got hurt. Him and Tua, I think it's a lot closer. And then obviously Jalen Hurts came in too late for me to really consider him. But relative to Justin Herbert, I guess you would say, you know what I'm saying, I have to give him a C. Justin Herbert had 13 touchdowns and 2 picks under pressure. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different quarterback under pressure. And like I said, this is not no we should have drafted Justin Herbert video. I'm just saying I'm judging him based off the other rookies in the class. That's how I got him a C. Okay. Another thing, the deep ball. I think Tua's deep ball is very underrated because he never got the opportunity to throw it. But Tua, he has like his deep ball. If you look at the numbers, it looks kind of bad because he never really got to throw it. It's not like he's not there. And then there were a couple drops, but he never really gets to throw it. And then when in opportunities where he might have had a chance to start throwing that deep ball, we would take him out and put Fitz in the game. And it was a situation when we were always up. We were throwing these short passes. His throwing deep stats don't look that great, or his throwing deep numbers probably don't look that amazing because he wasn't in the game. And that's why I give him a C, because under pressure, he did not really look that great, you know, this season. And, you know, he didn't handle the pressure well. And just based off, you know, he got benched twice. Things of that nature, like I don't see how I could give him anything higher than a C. Still love him. Like I said, it's no indictment on if I think he's a terrible quarterback or what his future holds or anything like that. This is just a grade for this season only. And the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I'm not giving him a lower grade or anything, because he did take care of the ball. That's one huge thing that he did do, is he took care of the ball. And if it's anything I can sing his praises on, is that he took care of the ball all the way up until the last game. Obviously, we took care of the ball. But the deep pass, and you look at his deep pass, that's sort of a knock against him, even though it's not all his fault that he didn't go deep. And then if you look at obviously him under pressure, it was not good. So get in the comments and know what you guys think about the grades though. Do you guys agree? Do you